Hi everyone, it's Mimsy at mimsyandcompany.com. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to make double welt, which is what you use to cover over your staples when you're doing upholstery projects. It's super simple. This tutorial is on a home sewing machine. It doesn't require any special equipment or industrial machine or any specific or special presser foot. You just use your standard zipper foot, which comes with most sewing machines, so it doesn't require any special tools. Anybody can do this with a sewing machine. So the first thing that you're going to do is cut bias strips of fabric to 2.5 inches like you see here. I do have a tutorial on my blog about how I cut bias strips. You can go ahead and take a look at that at mimsyandcompany.com. So I've got my bias strips already cut here and sewn together. As you can see there, they're sewn together. I'm going to just go ahead and trim my seam down so that I don't have so much bulkiness in my welt cord. So I've trimmed that down. And you are going to set your welt cord down underneath your bias strip underneath your presser foot. Grab the strip of cording, which this is 15-30 seconds cording. You can buy it at any fabric store. If you were to go to Joann's, they sell it in a package. This is pretty standard size. You can get all sizes if you order it online from an upholstery supply company, but this is what they have at the fabric store. Set it down, and you are going to fold the fabric over only halfway down because you're going to put another piece of welt in there after you sew this first piece on. So you put your presser foot down right next to your cording right here so it's nice and tight in there, and sew that. And for the sake of time, I'm going to stop right there. You're going to take that and you're going to trim off this little tail right here so that when you put your second piece of cording in there, there's not so much bulkiness. And trim it as close to the seam as you can without cutting into your stitches, of course. And I just threaded my machine here. Okay, then you take your second piece of cording, keep bumping this camera, lay it down right next to your first cording, flip over both pieces, and you'll see now that that first line of stitching is right there, and you're going to stitch right along that same line of stitching, which is right in between the two halves of the cording. You see it there. So you just drop your foot right there with the needle dropping right on that same stitching line. So that's all there is to it, y'all. And then you flip it over and you're going to cut that tail off. Once again, getting as close to it as you can without cutting into your stitches, which will obviously just open it up. And there you have it, your double welt cord. I like to go ahead and pinch it together a little bit so that your stitching doesn't show as much. But there it is. Double welt cord. Easy as that, y'all. Do not use gimp cord. It looks cheap and doesn't look good. Use welt cord. Just go ahead and make this double welt cord. It doesn't take anything but just a regular sewing machine. Takes a little extra time, but so well worth it. Again, it's Mimsy at mimsyandcompany.com. Come and see my blog for the single welt cord tutorial on how to cut the bias strips. See you next time, y'all. Bye.